Gentlemen, cartoons are commodities that attract loyal viewing behavior amongst varied demographic segments, resulting in substantial revenue potential and
Suffering succotash! What in Sam Hill are you talking about? You're forgetting the most important thing. Everybody loves cartoons.
Man, I'm pretty.
Launching in 1992 with masterful repackaging of cartoon classics that only the mad scientist of cable TV and the cartoon geeks he promoted from TNT can manage. I don't have to tell you how much Cartoon Network means to me, you, or any other mofo in the cosmos. I don't have to tell you that the content farming the suits do in the name of streaming these days is a travesty. I've even made fan-made idents and interstitials for the iconic City era, or rather, animatics for them. And with the entertainment industry imploding from their pop culture pillars collapsing from too much schlock and a war on criticism, Cartoon Network, after a quarter century of creative freedom and iconic programming, is more than likely going to be a casualty of Warner's death by 1,000 mergers. And that really fucking sucks, because I grew up a Cartoon Network kid. I wanted to walk the halls of its Burbank studio, and goddammit, I know for a fact I could program the Cartoon Network a hell of a lot better than the guy who thinks it's a good idea to air nothing but Teen Titans Go all week long for the 11th bajillionth time! So I figured, what would my ideal era of Cartoon Network be? When the 2010s placeholder reboots have run their course, Warner's fully settled into Netflix, Sony splits the global network side with Skydance because... where else would Ted Sarandos toss the networks that are antithetical to his plan to destroy Hollywood from within? And network head Michael Lowleen hands me the keys as he steps down from his post. What would my take on the world's first Cartoon Network be? Well, let's start it off with... logos.
Gentlemen, behold the latest logo for the world's first Cartoon Network.
Though it is a cheap knockoff of a much better concept, this logo holds true to its design philosophies, like the long extending T's in each word to symbolize its cartoonish nature, and the color scheme serving to reference specific characters in its extensive library. The N and the full logo and its travel-sized counterpart each have a unique feature specific to them. The uppercase N for network has these sharp edges to emphasize its reputation as the cutting edge of creativity that has sadly dulled of late for obvious reasons. Likewise, the lowercase n in its bug form I copied and turned 90 degrees to create the C that we see stretch out through the T in cartoon in its full logo. It all feeds into each other, as does a specialized failsafe for just in case.
Trust me on this.
Yes, I too actively dread what Skydance would do with both Paramount and Warner in the awesome chest. But consider this, the history between the two in terms of creator-driven animation, dating back to Fred Seibert's familiar reface of Nick back in the mid-'80s. Cartoon Network as a sibling channel to Nick can be done, and done surprisingly well. Case in point, my chaotic approach to Nick's logo in contrast to Cartoon Network's sleek and orderly logo. And as you can see, it's just as versatile as you wanted a Nickelodeon logo, whilst also honoring its storied roots, hence the silver ball dotting the I. Even let Nick's cousins in on the fun. But when we look to the man who actually got the rose back at the start of December of last year, we find that he's doing this not to compete with Hollywood, which in his eyes is on the way out, but instead... socials. So, funny thing about kids today, they don't really watch cartoons anymore, they prefer playing video games and watching other people play video games, among other brain-stimulating activities. So how do we rectify this? Well, for starters, if you can't beat 'em, squeeze the channel feed onto a tiny window in a CPU on CPU gambling arena. But that's only part of our strategy. So what else can we do? Well, with the streaming war claiming multiple casualties and the remaining legacy